officers in actually putting this forward and give it my full recommendation.
Thank you. I'll put that motion. Those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Declare that carried. Thank you very much for attending. Sorry I had to wait so long. Thank you. Now we move to item 12, Councillor Fletcher.
Mr Chairman, I'm happy to again move this one pro forma.
Seconded by Councillor Cashmore. Oh, sorry, Arthur.
Sorry, Arthur.
Got to be quick here. I think we'll put Arthur's name down on this occasion.
You stand aside for a senior colleague.
I saw his hand going up pretty quick, but you were waving to me. So it's on the floor. Any discussion on this?
It's been well traversed at the Parks Committee.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Councillor Darby.
Probably the one thing here, I'm just trying to recall the Parks Committee business because it was a pretty dense day, that one. I just really am a little bit concerned that we, with the New Zealand Transport Agency, deliver a very high quality outcome here. I know we're just disposing to them, but it's what we get once disposal occurs. I know we'll have some level of control through our stormwater unit, etc., but I still think parks should have an interest in something that's going hard on its boundary that a government agency is going to deliver. And I also want to be confident that we're not going to end up with a situation that we had last time when there was infrastructure built in that area, and that was the acoustic wall, which wasn't an acoustic wall. So I think in this forum, I think we just need to have socialise some the levels of confidence our staff have in ensuring that our dealings with NZTA going from this point forward are going to deliver all the outcomes that we expect, and they may not just be the Parks Department outcomes.
Through you, Mr Chairman, perhaps if I just answer a number of those things. We have been working very collaboratively with New Zealand Transport Agency. We have an MOU that sits alongside these resolutions to continue to do so, and that includes the design of the stormwater treatment system. So at the Auckland Botanic Gardens, we have some exemplars for low impact stormwater design, and we're wanting to continue that work and be able to demonstrate to the construction community and to people generally how stormwater treatment attenuation operates. So I'm confident about that, recognising there's some tension in that relationship at times. We recognise the importance of the motorway infrastructure, and its association with the Botanic Gardens brings some challenges, and one of those is noise, particularly where we have 9,000 children and just on 1 million visitors visiting the gardens. So one of the most visited venues, 9,000 children I should say, undertaking education programs right in the vicinity of the motorway in the teaching area, and 1 million visitors. So one of the most visited venues in Auckland. So noise is a significant amenity issue. We are working again collaboratively with NZTA and the acoustic engineers to get the best outcome for the gardens, but also for the community that lives on the other side of the motorway. So any noise attenuation devices put in will occur on the other side of the northern lanes first, and that's likely to be a 5-metre wall, much higher, with the latest design to achieve outcomes for that community, but also a lower 2-metre wall which will achieve 55 decibels to allow teaching to continue in that vicinity. I think Councillor Darby also raised the issue of value for money previously at the Parks Committee discussion, and so Auckland Council Property Limited will be managing that process for us, and we'll be seeking to gain the best value we can from the disposal of that money. It is fortunate, as in a very low utilised part of the gardens, and as I say, there are other opportunities we've identified to demonstrate good stormwater design using plants and amenity design that will be consistent with the Botanic Gardens outcomes. I hope that provides some assurances.
I mean, I think, you know, when you look at the location, it does raise concerns when the residents experience such, you know, problems when the former ARC put up their wall. You know, I think it's important that we do have an active role in monitoring as well.
So, look, I do support this, and it was a very good report that we had at Parks. I guess I'm a little bit concerned that a stormwater treatment facility is seen as being separate to the Botanic Gardens, because when you look at what a stormwater treatment facility can be these days, you know, a beautiful piece of landscape that could be potentially integrated into the Botanic Gardens, as opposed to being this infrastructure that belongs to NZTA and there's a boundary around it. Are we exploring how it could possibly be integrated as outstanding landscape that is water related?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, yes, certainly that's the intent of the ongoing collaboration with NZTA, is to get an as integrated outcome as we can. NZTA's bottom line, however, is they wish to own the land on which their infrastructure resides. We do have quite a high level of negotiating power in this case. We hold the underlying designation for the land, so we have been able to influence quite heavily the design outcome, and that's what we're driving towards, an integrated approach.
And so there may be, sorry about the further questions, the last one, so there is the likelihood of having a soft boundary between the two?
That's correct. The device will have to be, and I call it a device loosely, but because it largely will be a very natural looking outcome, will be monitored from the Botanic Garden side. So
okay, thank you.
Presentation
maintained.
Okay. Okay, with that, I'll put the motion. Those in favour?
Aye.
Yes, declare that carried. We now move to item 13, the update on the Waste Minimisation and Innovation Fund.